Order. Order. Order, honorable members. You know that when you are swearing in your colleague, it's done in absolute silence. You can celebrate thereafter. And the celebration will be in the garden out there, not on the floor of the house. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Are you a Christian or a Muslim?
I'm a Christian.
You swear by the
Honorable
Bible?
Speaker, Honorable Speaker, I beg to introduce to you the member-elect for all Kalou constituency, namely Sami Douglas Kamau Waweru.
You, the Bible?
Bible, yes.
Here. Lift the Bible in your right hand and recite this oath. Starting with your name.
I, Sami Douglas Kamau Waweru, having been elected a member of the National Assembly, do swear in the name of the Almighty God that I will bear true faith and allegiance to the people and the Republic of Kenya, that I will obey, respect, uphold, preserve, protect, and defend the Constitution of the Republic of Kenya, and that I will faithfully and conscientiously discharge the duties of a member of Parliament. So help me God.
Well, congratulations.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
You may proceed and sign to your oath of office. Next order. And next order.
Order number 2, communication from the chair. Order number 3, messages.
Members on their feet, take your seats. Order Sunguli, take your seat. Members on their feet, take your seats. Member for Tarakaniti, take the nearest seat. Honorable members, I have a message from His Excellency the President, a referral of the Public Procurement and Asset Disposal Amendment Bill 2024 Honorable members, I take this opportunity to welcome you back from the short recess. It is my earnest expectation that honorable members have recharged and stand ready for the odious legislative task awaiting the House during this part of the fifth session. Honorable members, pursuant to the provisions of Standing Order 42 on messages, I wish to convey to the House a message from His Excellency the President regarding the referral of the Public Procurement and Asset Disposal Amendment Bill, National Assembly Bill number 48 of 2024, back to Parliament for reconsideration. Honorable members, in the message, His Excellency the President informs the House that in exercise of the powers conferred upon him by Article 115(1)(b) of the Constitution, he has declined to assent to the Public Procurement and Asset Disposal Amendment Bill 2024 and has accordingly referred the bill back to the National Assembly for reconsideration, expressing specific reservations thereto. In the Presidential Memorandum, honorable members, the President has expressed reservations on clauses 2, 3, 6, 7, 8, 10, 12, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, and 27 of the bill. Consequent to those reservations, the President has detailed the reasons in respect of his refusal to assent to the bill and made recommendations thereof on the specific clauses for consideration by the House. Chief among these concerns is the definition of foreign and local firms, which is impractical and inconsistent with the government's goal of attracting foreign direct investment, mobilizing private capital, and improving the business environment. Honorable members, you may recall that the said bill was passed by both the National Assembly and the Senate on 28th November 2024 and 12th May 2026, respectively. Thereafter, I presented it to His Excellency the President for assent in accordance with the provisions of Article 115 of the Constitution. In view of the President's referral for reconsideration, the House is now required to consider the President's reservations to the specific clauses. Honorable members, Standing Order 154.2 requires the House to consider the President's reservations within 21 days upon receipt of the memorandum. In this regard, the message from His Excellency the President, together with the Presidential Memorandum of Referral, are hereby referred to the Departmental Committee on Finance and National Planning for consideration. The committee is required to table its report soonest to enable the House to consider the President's reservations within the said timelines. Upon conclusion of the consideration of the President's reservations by this House, I will transmit the decision of the National Assembly to the Senate, seeking its concurrence on the said decision. All members, may I at this point remind the relevant committee, and indeed the House, that the Speaker's communication of 28th July 2015 concerning the consideration of the President's reservations to a bill and amendments thereto will apply as shall be necessary. For avoidance of doubt, this is in relation to the voting threshold required for passage of any amendments proposed by the committee or an individual member that have the effect of fully accommodating or that do not fully accommodate the President's reservations as contemplated under Articles 115 and 122 of the Constitution. Honorable members, I wish to further reiterate that as per established practice, only sections of the bill that have reservations ought to be considered. I now direct the clerk to circulate the memorandum from His Excellency the President to all members so that they familiarize themselves with its contents. The House is accordingly guided. Thank you. You have the
Order number 4, petitions. Order number 5, papers.
Majority Leader.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, I beg to lay the following papers on the table of the House today, Tuesday, 28th July, 2026. A, the following legal notices from the Office of the Prime Cabinet Secretary. A, legal notice number 111 of 2026 relating to the gambling control licensing regulations 2026. B, legal notice number 112 of 2026 relating to the gambling control conduct of gambling operations regulations 2026. C, legal notice number 113 of 2026 relating to the gambling control foreign-based operators regulations 2026. D, legal notice number 114 of 2026 relating to the gambling controlling advertising regulations 2026. E, legal notice number 115 of 2026 relating to the gambling control, the conduct of a national lottery regulations 2026. And E, legal notice number 115 of 2026 relating to the gambling controlling gambling appeals regulations 2026. Honorable Speaker, B, legal notice number 127 of 2026 relating to the tourism enterprises regulations 2026, report on public participation undertaking during the development of regulations, regulatory impact statements and explanatory memorandum from the Ministry of Tourism and Wildlife. C, division. Honorable Speaker, this is a very important...
Order, members. Order, Wanjiku Muya. Order, members. You can still exhibit your exuberance in low tones.
Yeah. Wanjiku Muya, you are behaving like a head girl of a primary school. Please.
Order. Order. There's nothing out of order. Go on.
Now, this
order.
is a very important... this is an important...
Order, Owen.
Legal notice.
To begin with, you're out of order. Even when I call you to sit down, you remain standing. The order, I have always told you, in a House of Parliament, there is candor and banter of debate. Look up the dictionary, what those two words mean.
Honorable Speaker, C. In C, Abogogoyo, this is important for you. Listen now. C, decision of the National Assembly on the report
what is out of order?
on inquiry into the conduct.
Hold on, Baya. Gogoyo, what's out of order?
Mr. Speaker, I raise understanding order number 1 as the chair of the Public Service Commission, which you heard, Mr. Speaker. They are members of the Parliamentary Service Commission. They are members of the Senate that are present. I would indulge you, Mr. Speaker, that you recognize them as their chair. You recognize them at the Speaker's row, led by the Honorable Methu.
Order. Take your seat. You are totally out of order. You are totally out of order.
Mike.
Go on,
C.
Owen.
This is very important because it's a decision of the National Assembly, and I think we need to hear this. C, decision of the National Assembly on the report on inquiry into the conduct of the British Army Training Unit in Kenya, Batuk. D, report of the Auditor General of Financial Statements for the years ended 30th June 2021, 30th June 2022, 30th June 2023, 30th June 2024, and 30th June 2025, and the certificates there in respect of the following. 1, Cheptil Secondary School. 2, Gatue Mixed Secondary School. 3, Igwanjau High School. 4, Iku Girls High School. 5, Kanyuambora Boys High School. 6, Kiamuriuki Secondary School. 7, Kipsigis Secondary School. 8, Mungore Girls Secondary School. 9, Nasokol Girls Secondary School. 10, Ngaita Girls Secondary School. 11, Ngaremara Secondary School. 12, PCA Kimuka Girls Secondary School. 13, Salvation Army Makunga Secondary School. 14, Sipala Friends Boys High School. 15, Tachasis Girls Secondary School. And 16, Talek Boys Secondary School. Honorable Speaker, I beg to lay.
Chairperson, Departmental Committee on Defense, Intelligence, and Foreign Relations, Major Bashir.
Honorable Speaker, I beg to lay the following papers on the table of the House today, Tuesday, 28th July 2026. Reports of the Royal Committee on Defense, Intelligence, and Foreign Relations on the following. 1. Inspection visit to the Kenyan Embassy in Rabat, Morocco from 22nd to 25th March 2026. And inspection visit to the Kenyan Embassy in Cairo, Egypt from 26th to 30th March 2026. Thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Order number 6, notices of motion.
Bashir, Chair, Departmental Committee on Defense, Intelligence, and Foreign Relations.
Notice of motion. Honorable Speaker, I beg to give notice of following motion that this House adopts the report of the Departmental Committee on Defense, Intelligence, and Foreign Relations on its inspection visit to the Kenyan Embassy in Rabat, Morocco from 22nd to 25th March 2026, laid on the table of the House on Tuesday, 28th July 2026. I have another one, Honorable Speaker. Another notice of motion. Honorable Speaker, I beg to give the following notice of motion that this House adopts the report of the Royal Committee on Defense, Intelligence, and Foreign Relations on its inspection visit to the Kenyan Embassy in Cairo, Egypt, held from 26th to 30th March 2026, laid on the table of the House on Tuesday, 28th July 2026. Thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Order number 7, questions and statements.
Before we go to statements, honorable members, in the Speaker's Gallery, allow me to welcome Mala Secondary School from Booni Makueni, and Sam Pioneer School from Bomet, East Bomet. And the public gallery, we have Maryland Chuluni School from Kitui, East Kitui, Chemasingi Secondary School from Konoin, Bomet, Kiandangai Secondary School from Ndia, Kirinyaga. On my behalf and on behalf of the House, we welcome the students, their teachers, and those accompanying them to the House of Parliament. I also take the opportunity, I believe the non-students in the Speaker's Gallery are those accompanying the new elected member. I also welcome them to the House of Parliament. Next. I have no information about their presence. Go on. Yes. Request for statement, John Kagusha.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Let me take this earliest opportunity to first congratulate the newest Member of Parliament, Same Douglas Kamau Waweru, our new Member of Parliament for all Kalou constituency, in a well-deserved win and landslide win. Honorable Speaker, let me also take this opportunity to recognize the members of Senate who are also seated in the Speaker's Gallery, led by Honorable Medhu. Honorable Speaker, pursuant to the provisions of Standing Order 44.2c, I rise to request for a statement from the Chairperson of the Departmental Committee on administration and internal security regarding the production, distribution, regulation, and consumption of third generation alcoholic beverages in Kenya. Honorable Speaker, alcohol and substance abuse remains a major public health, social and economic challenge in the country. In recent months, residents of Mukurweini constituency have expressed growing concern over the widespread availability and consumption of Diamond brand third generation alcohol, commonly known as Kadaya. The product is reportedly sold at a relatively low cost and is easily accessible, particularly to young people and other vulnerable members of society. Residents have further raised concerns regarding the apparent effects associated with the consumption of the product, with reports that some consumers exhibit severe intoxication and impaired judgment after consuming relatively small quantities. These concerns, Mr. Speaker, have given rise to public anxiety over the authenticity, composition, quality, and safety of the product, including allegations that counterfeit or adulterated versions may be circulating in the market. Honorable Speaker, it is against this background that I request for a statement from the chairperson of the Departmental Committee on Administration and Internal Security on the following. Number one, the licensing and regulatory status of Diamond brand third generation alcohol, or Kadaya, and other similar alcoholic beverages, including the approvals issued for the manufacture, distribution, and sale by national authority for the campaign against alcohol and drug abuse, NACADA, Kenya Bureau of Standards, KEBS, and the Ministry of Health in collaboration with county governments and other relevant agencies. Number two, a report on the lab tests conducted by the government chemists and KEBS and other relevant agencies to determine the suitability of Kadaya for human consumption and compliance with prescribed safety and quality standards, and if not, reasons for its continued production and sale. Number three, the measures being implemented by the government to strengthen regulation, surveillance, and enforcement against the unlawful manufacture, distribution, and sale of illicit, counterfeit, and non-compliant alcoholic beverages, particularly in Mukurweini constituency and Kenya at large. Number four, the interventions and consumer protection measures being undertaken to address the prevalence of abuse of that generation alcoholic drinks such as Kadaya in Mukurweini constituency and other affected regions, including product recalls and seizures, prosecutions, awareness campaigns, and rehabilitation of victims. I thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Yes, what's your point of order? KJ? Give him to.
Honorable Speaker, I thank you. And I am standing, Mr. Speaker, I am standing in relation to our standing orders, and I needed for you to pronounce yourself in the House on a matter that is very clearly on our standing orders that has to do with the prohibition of party symbols and party insignia in Parliament, Mr. Speaker. Knowing full well that if there was only one member showing up in a certain color in the House, then we would have taken it to be the member's wardrobe. However, we are seeing a gang of 13 members of Parliament, Mr. Speaker, who are donning party insignia on the floor of the House, Mr. Speaker. And I would not want to take it away from them because, Mr. Speaker, the young gentleman who has joined the House won convincingly in his constituency, and we would like to welcome him to Bunge and let him know that there are standing orders that guide how the members ought to present themselves in the House. And 13 members of Parliament are a minority, are a sure minority in this House. That there is nothing they would come to tell people who are standing in their numbers, in their majority, Mr. Speaker. You ought to look at yourselves and
Order.
see that there is only 13 of you up against
Order,
hundreds
KJ.
of members of parliament,
Order.
and you're totally out of order.
Order.
I thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Order, Honorable KJ. Order. Order, Kimilu. Order. Order. I have yet. Hello. Order. Members, take your seats. Kawanjiku. Mheshimiwa. Order, honorable members. Order, honorable members. Order, KJ. Order, KJ. Don't let the excitement overrule you. Honorable members, it is true what you are saying, but I am not aware the colors that the few members are wearing. Order. Order. Order, members. If the Speaker will be subsequently convinced that what you are wearing are party insignia or colors, then we will tell you that they are out of order. But for today, because we have a president, when Honorable Kawanjiku won his elections, even Honorable KJ came to this chamber wearing party colors. And it was allowed because it was a special occasion for the House. From today onwards, unless it's such a special occasion, we do not entertain party uniforms in the House. And you know that is part of our standing orders. But as I said, it is possible that members can all come wearing black suits, can all come wearing yellow suits, but the moment you turn them into party symbols and party agitation in the House, you'll be ruled out of order. Order. Order, Honorable Mureu. Order. As a senior lawyer, I'm sure you know your standing orders. So, go on. Order, Honorable Kagusha's statement will be, is Ngogoyo here? Sorry, Tongoyo?
Yeah, Honorable Speaker.
When can you respond?
Yeah, Honorable Speaker, maybe before I do, it is unfortunate you keep referring me to confusing with Ngogoyo.
Yes, your names are almost similar.
But he's a bad guy.
Yes.
Anyway, notwithstanding, Honorable Speaker, considering the much backlog that we have before us, and that this kind of a question may concern several agencies, allow me to respond within 3 weeks, Honorable Speaker.
3 weeks?
Yes, please.
Order, Honorable Kagusha, you'll get a response in 3 weeks. Response to a request by Abubakar Talib, nominated member. Is the member in the House? Yes, go ahead.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. In response to the statement being sought by Honorable Talib regarding continued enforcement of the night to dawn curfew in part of Lamu County, I want, and the member wanted in particular to know, Honorable Speaker, you can kindly protect me from the very probably excited members of
Order, members.
Grasshoppers Party.
Order, members.
So
go ahead.
The member in particular wanted to know the reason for the continued enforcement of the night to dawn curfew in Lamu despite the court order issued on the 21st May, and a report on the number of individuals arrested or detained in Lamu County during the curfew hours since the court order was issued.
Honorable McLeod, what's your point of order? Give him the mic. Give the mic to Honorable McLeod. There you are, next to you.
Thank you,
What
Mr.
is
Speaker.
out of order?
Mr. Speaker, protect her so that we can hear this very important information from the same members who condemn themselves from this side, and in some few minutes, they converge together, Mr. Speaker. Protect her so that we can hear this very important information, Mr. Speaker.
Go on, Tongoyo. Go on. Go on.
So I will pick from where I left, Honorable Speaker. The member wanted to know the disciplinary and administrative measures being taken against the police officers alleged to have enforced the curfew contrary to the court orders, and the action being taken to ensure compliance with the court order. And I respond as follows. The ministry wishes to clarify the government has not acted in breach of the High Court order issued on the 21st May. And I underline, Honorable Speaker, that which suspended the enforcement of the night to dawn curfew in Lamu and specified areas within the Boni Forest security corridor. The court order only suspended enforcement of the curfew. It did not restrain the National Police Service or other security agencies from undertaking the lawful security operation, including the patrol, intelligence gathering, surveillance, vehicle inspection, identification checks, checkpoints, and other counter-terrorism innovation necessary for the maintenance of the public order and the national security. The security station in that part of Lamu remain a unique and sensitive due to persistent threat posed by the terrorist groups, particularly Al-Shabaab operatives, who continue to exploit the geographical characteristic of the area to facilitate movement, recruitment, and the commission of terrorist attacks. Consequently, security agencies have continued to implement intelligence-led and targeted security operations aimed at preventing terrorist activities, disrupting criminal networks, and safeguarding residents, visitors, and critical national infrastructure. These measures are undertaken pursuant to the constitutional and the statutory mandate of the National Police Service to maintain law and order, preserve public safety and security, prevent and deter criminal, and protect life and property. The ministry wishes to emphasize that these lawful security interventions do not constitute a curfew, nor do they amount to its reintroduction in any form. Members of the public remain free to move, subject only to reasonable security screening and verification procedures undertaken in the interest of the public safety. Accordingly, Mr. Speaker, the continued establishment of roadblocks and the security screening measures should not be construed as a violation of the court order, but a legitimate policing intervention aimed at countering terrorism and ensuring safety and the security of all persons within the affected areas. Honorable Speaker, regarding the individuals ever arrested or detained, I want to respond as follows. The ministry confirmed that no person has been arrested or detained in relation to the enforcement of the suspended curfew since the court order of the 21st May. On the last part, Honorable Speaker, the ministry confirmed that no police officer has been found to have violated the court order. Officers deployed within the affected areas continue to undertake lawful policing duties under the supervision of their respective commandants and within the scope of law. Accordingly, no disciplinary or administrative action has arisen in relation to the alleged enforcement of the suspended curfew. The ministry confirmed that the Police National Service is fully compliant with the court order and that no curfew is currently in force within Lamu County. I repeat, Honorable Speaker, currently there is no curfew currently in force within Lamu County. And to ensure continued compliance with the court directive, the NPS has undertaken the following measures. I think those are general. I think I've already mentioned those, Honorable Speaker. And the ministry remains fully committed to upholding the rule of law, respecting court decisions, ensuring that all security operations are conducted within constitutional and applicable laws, within protecting the lives, property, security of all residents of Lamu County. Signed by Honorable Kipchumba Murkomen, EGH, Secretary for Internal and National Administration. I submit, Mr. Speaker.
Yes, Taib. Give him the mic.
Yeah, thank you, Honorable Speaker. I find that response from the chairman very misleading, as they still, the enforcement of curfew is still in place. So I don't know what answer is giving regarding to there is no curfew in Lamu. Thank you.
Sorry, Taib, can you repeat what you said?
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. What I'm saying is, I think Honorable Chairman is misleading this House. There is curfew in place in Lamu. They are all over roadblocks, all the way from Isoe all the way to Mpeketoni. So I really don't understand when he says there is no curfew enforcement and there are no roadblocks on the road to Lamu. Thank you.
Yes. Honorable member. For
Thank you,
Garsen.
Chair. Mr. Speaker, I think the Chair of Security is misleading. You know that roadblock starts from a constituency. That is an economic sabotage. Chair, to sabotage the people of Lamu and Tana River. So the government has security and machineries. That roadblock should be removed to help the people of Tana River and Lamu, Chair. Mr. Speaker.
Tongoyo. Tongoyo.
Honorable Speaker, I still want to confirm to the House and to the member that as read out, there is no curfew in place in Lamu. And we should not confuse security operations and screening and roadblock to mean curfew, Honorable Speaker. So that is the statement, and that remains so. And I will also want to really call upon my colleagues to appreciate the security situation in Lamu, which has been in a big extent been achieved because of the